So you have been in Finland 10 years now?
9.
9 years, okay. What are your thoughts about Finnish people?
Finland is such an interesting place. I love being in Finland. It's got so many interesting things and good stuff. Finns are people that they reveal themselves to you slowly.
Yeah.
It's not like going to Italy with everybody's your friend on day one, but I like being in Finland. I like the people in Finland, and as we mentioned, I'm here voluntarily. I don't have to be here. I choose to be here. So I guess I like it.
I've understood you are quite a big sports fan, and you are in a good shape.
Yeah, because for an old guy, yeah, not bad. I like to do sports.
What do you do?
Well, I do strange sports, and so I've sort of done different. At one time, I was a boxer.
Boxer, okay.
And I used to be, when I was in college, I was a fencer. I was a saberman. I was a fencing guy. I worked for 10 years in the Grand Canyon in the U.S. rowing wooden boats down the Colorado River. I was a runner for a while, and then I became a bodybuilder. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out what can an old guy do.
What is it?
I don't know yet. I keep hurting myself. I'll find it.
Now let's get to the hot potato. Why you are here is of course the train factory.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, it's just the urban thing. So the cities all over the planet are having to compete with each other. It's in the global economy. And what the city represents for people today is something entirely different than it was 20 years ago. You have national chains and everything's the same, and so people are tired of that. They want experiences that are real, genuine, different, unique. And the train factory is such a beautiful space that it's the perfect venue to bring in the entrepreneur, but to do that in food and in retail and in other aspects of design and arts. It's the physical world of design, arts, artisans, to create space for ateliers, for studios, for artists to show their work, do their work, to have the food trucks and the pop-up food and that kind of stuff, for the makers to have a place to show their wares, have occasional maybe national brands come in every once in a while if we've got something special to show. But it's not a home for the national brands, it's not a home for the chain stores. It's a home for inventors and creators, people who are courageous in design, and we want to make that not just a fun thing for the neighborhood, a fun thing for Helsinki, but we really want to make it affordable for the people coming in. I want to take the risk, not the artisans. They're taking enough risk by putting themselves out there with their art.
I would like to know what is the best investment you have made in your life?
Well,
best investment.
Yeah, that's a really complicated question,
I
as
know,
you know.
I know.
And it's a great question. I have been very fortunate. I've been very successful, and but for me, I've never been driven by money. That's not what I lead with. There are people who invest based on purely on the money, and they've done very well. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but for me, my best investments have been the ones that have been driven by my passions, as opposed to my pocketbook. When I was a kid, I had a difficult childhood. And a lot of kids do. Mm. And I lived in New York City, and I lived 1 block away from the American Museum of Natural History, which is the largest natural history museum in the world.
Yeah.
And every day after school, I would go there. I'm blind in one eye mostly, and so I can't play a ball sport. So I would just go to the museum every day. And what I discovered in the sciences was, of course, that despite all what appears to be chaos in the world, that there's actually order in the universe. It makes sense. And I discovered the beauty of minerals, of crystals. And that's one of my very first purchases. That is a quartz crystal. Quartz is one of the most common minerals on Earth, but the crystals grow like that. It's not cut, it's not carved, it's just how it looks. So first I started collecting as a little kid, but then I discovered that there was actually a business in the crystals, and so I bought better and better things and started to sell them. and bought them and sell them. And over time, I made a lot of money in minerals.
Okay.
And I took that money, invested in other things, in real estate and such. But this odd investment, and I still collect minerals for the passion of it, I love them. But it's a reminder for me that investing should be led from your heart. It doesn't mean bad business judgment, but it means lead with your passion and the dollars will follow.
So all this because you lived near the museum?
Yeah. Is it because growing up in New York, living near the museum, falling in love with it, and then letting my passion for it drive my investments.
Yeah.
And then, but I've taken that same, if I, like with the train factory, a lot of people will tell me that's a crazy deal. It's how you're going to lose money. I'm passionate about it, and my confidence comes from my passion. As long as I can continue to apply that dedication to the project, I don't worry about whether it's going to make money, because I believe that it will.